Hello, thanks for joining me for another review. Right, today we're going to the Siren craft brew, and this is their Sheltered Spirit. It's an Imperial Porter, bourbon barrel aged Imperial Porter with tamarind. It's coming in a massive 14% ABV, 30 IBUs. I've already opened the beer, as you can see. And this was our third and final beer of Good Beer Live. My phone just fell on the floor, so I was trying to be clever. It didn't work. So, brought to you by Honest Brew. Check out their website. I put loads of links down below. Type in Good Beer Live. You get £10 off and free delivery on your first purchase from them guys. I think it's a minimum spend of £35. It's all down below anyway, as well as information about the brewery. So, yeah, this is a big beer. This was, according to, I mean, it could well be, oh, it is on there. We brewed this beer in 2016 with the sole intention of aging it in bourbon barrels. And I'm going to leave it at that because I don't want to go into any tasting notes. So, there's the beer in the glass. Let's pour a little bit in, straight down the middle, 14%, pour the rest of it in. I mean, it's not, yeah, it's a porter, 14%, as you expect. I mean, it's looking very dark in the glass, but into the light, there is some ruby kind of hues coming through. Yeah, mahogany, although it seems a little bit darker now than earlier for some reason. Maybe it's because I've poured a lot more of the beer in, but once I swill it around, I look through the side of, when it swings around the glass, there is that kind of mahogany, kind of a deep kind of plummy, raisiny colour. So, almost like slightly maroon. Very similar to that kind of colour on the bottle, which is really kind of nice. I do like the style of their bottles. They've got this kind of half wrapped around artwork, which is really cool. Great brewery, had a fair few beers from them, not for a while, so let's get an aroma then. Wow. When I first opened the bottle, back when I was in the show, Good Beer Live, I was picking up like a hay, freshly laid hay, in like a barn. Not getting any of that now. This is more kind of, I mean, it's been in room temperature since I got it off Honest Brew, so I didn't want it to chill down. I wanted to keep all them kind of aromas and flavours at room temperature. I mean, if you was aging this beer, then yeah, put it in the fridge, but yeah, it's like a big kind of bourbon note. There's hints of like chocolate in there. A certain amount of sweetness. A little bit boozy. You're going to get that at 14%, but it's nowhere near as boozy as I thought it was going to be honest to it. So that's pretty amazing. Almost smells a slightly kind of sticky, that resinousy. It's a big beer. It's really kind of leaving some alcohol legs on the glass here. It's generating a little bit of head, but you need to be swilling this around the glass all day. So yeah, not much of a head there. It's slightly kind of a light brown kind of rim round the top of the beer. Yes, a certain amount of dark fruits, cherries, maybe dates or that kind of thing. Yeah, it's got a slight vinous quality to it, like a red wine. Sticky, sweet, chocolate, almost liqueur-esque. Let's give it a try. Cheers. Excuse me. Wow. Brown sugar. Slight almost, I'm picking up flavours now that I didn't when we first looked at the beer. Almost like the top of the brulee with the burnt sugar, slightly burnt, but not too kind of over burnt or anything like that, just very subtle. There's a slight almost crunch, you can imagine it being a crunch to this beer. Dark fruits. It almost reminds me a little bit, got like sherry or something. You know, you get to the bottom of a trifle, you've got that kind of juiciness at the bottom, where you got all the cream at the top. And there is a slight creaminess to the mouthfeel as well. This is a dangerous beer. This is definitely one of them beers at the end of the night kind of beers. Sit back, cold outside, log fire. Maybe, I can imagine, I don't smoke, but a cigar would probably go well with this. That kind of thing, that kind of setting, you know. Oh, it's so good. Aroma. The aroma is like, yeah, a banging aroma on this one. Really, really impressive. I mean, this is not the kind of style of beer I generally go for. But to change it up a bit, what you used to, maybe if you're into the Imperial stouts or your IPAs, pale ales, that kind of thing, double IPAs, etc. This is a real good, for me at least, a really nice change up. Yeah, it's a little bit boozy, but come on, 14%, you're going to get it. Mouthfeel, instantly really sweet. Not over sweet, but yeah, it is quite sweet. You know it's a bigger beer. There is a slight bit of warmth going down into your pit of your stomach. It's one of them beers you just want to hug, you know, look after it. Really nice. There is a little bit of a commercial description, but I'll put that down below because I want to kind of cut down the length of this video a little bit. So the tamarind, I think you can add that to some drinks and food, and especially in the kind of tropical climate, which is what I've read. I didn't know that. But yeah, this is fantastic. It's been aged for, when did this beer added to Untapped? The 11th of March. I think it's the 11th of March. It could be the other way around. It could be the 3rd of November of 2017, according to Untapped. So I don't know what way Untapped work. But it's not had many ratings, but I'll hold fire on that. So yeah, they brewed this beer in 2016, so that says it all. We're now, what, 26th of January of 2018. So impressive stuff. So for a rating for me then, it's really pushing a 10 out of 10, but I'm going to give it a 9.5, so it's a 4.75 Untapped score. It's a really, really nice beer for sure. Over to Untapped then, it's not had a lot of ratings, although it's had a fair whack in the last 30 days, 222 ratings in the last 30 days. Overall it's had 491 ratings, as I'm currently, there'll be a bit more by the time you see this, and I put my score, or checking in. It's coming in at 4.29, so it's just a shade over an 8.5. 8.5 out of 10, so yeah, I mean that's a pretty damn good score for Untapped kind of ratings. Although it's not many ratings for Untapped, that's quite low, but then it's a fairly newish beer. So, but yeah, very, very impressive one from Siren Craft Brew. I need to try more of their beers because they are brilliant brewery. So, Sheltered Spirit, this is their bourbon barrel aged Imperial porter with tamarind 14% ABV, 30 IBUs. Check out Honest Brew. I'll put the link down below for their page, and it's either in stock or it's not, but there's a selection of other beers on there, and some from Siren Craft Brew as well, so check them all out, all links down below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next review. Cheers.